78 was your first year, and then 79, you won the Master of Speedway competition in Europe, and then became the first American to win the Golden Helmet in 79, the Match Race Championship. You led Bradley Heath to the Inter-League Cup Championship. And what was your memory of all that success? And just the first year in Europe, you did all this stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, you said the Master Speedway, right? Yep. Back in those days, that was an invitational race that Ole Olsen put on, okay? Not race. There was several. I think there was 6 or 7 meetings all over Europe. But they were absolutely the best racers that he invited. It's kind of like the GP system nowadays. And for me to win it and to do it over the 6 or 7, maybe 8 races was huge. I felt, and the best riders in the world knew that was almost like a world championship, because a lot of the world championship races, the individual races back in those days, there was always maybe 4 or 5 guys that, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have been there, but they weren't like a 9, 12 point average guy in a British league. Because of the way the qualifiers were, and they would have a couple of guys that, you knew that you could beat them easily, and so could everybody else. But in the Masters, it was all the very best that was invited to that. So for me to win that, Mike, in 79, that was huge. And I think Peter Collins was the one that won it in 78. And I'll never forget that. We were still tussling for that one, and I think Voyens was the last race in Denmark, and I was able to beat him. Actually, I think he slid off, and I was able to win that night. So the Masters, I even have my Masters trophy right up here. I'm going to show you that really quick. I have some of my trophies up there. Nice. You see some of my FIM stuff and all that. So this is my man cave that I'm in. That's nice. So yeah, so I will always remember the Master of Speedway being one of the biggest events that I've ever won, for sure, because of the talent.
Oh, amazing. So when you rode at the Volgens track in Denmark, was that, I guess that was Ole Olsen's track. Was that a really nice track to ride? Because I've heard all about it. I never rode it, though.
Voyens was one of the best, and tons of people. However, to this day, everybody says, if you go to Voyens, expect it to rain. Expect it to rain. I'll tell you, one time we went to Voyens, this is radical. So it was a World Team Cup event, or maybe a qualifier, and Dennis's, it was his girlfriend at the time, comes, and this was at nighttime, comes running in my room and says, Dennis's shoulder's out of the socket. He's sleeping, right? And we both had the same shoulder issues, dislocated shoulders. And, if you went like this, it would pop out. Mine used to pop out of the socket going down the straightaway. So she comes in, she goes, Dennis's shoulder's popped out. So I ran in there and I reset his shoulder. And of course, no problem. He rode the next morning. But we always had rain at Voyens. But but it's the same for everybody. It's not, poor pitiful me, I got to ride in the rain. Everybody did. So, do it. These days, if it rains a little bit, it's going to get canceled more than likely. But those were some of the good times and some of the. I remember when I was in Italy racing one time, my shoulder came out of socket, and I pulled in the infield, and here comes Ronnie Preston, runs over the infield and helps me reset it. And I was still going down the straightaway with one arm, was it killed me. And Dennis and I both went to the same surgeon. To this day, I still have the pin in my shoulder. Have a lot of trouble with it nowadays, and it's more arthritis than anything. But it never came out of the socket after we had our surgeries. And it Mine happened. I got hit by a truck in Mexico riding with all my good buddies. I got ran over by a truck, literally right over my chest. Popped my shoulder out. They sent me back across the border. It was like a 6-hour drive. I was still out, and they reset it. And so I tried to do the therapy for, because the season was going to start in literally 2 months. I couldn't have it operated on then. So I went through that whole season with a really bad shoulder and then got it operated on, and it was the best thing I ever could have done. Same with Dennis. Dr. Adamson, man in orange. She was a great surgeon, and we, to this day, both of us don't have any problems with it.
Oh, wow.
Other than age and arthritis.
When we get older, we have a lot of kind of problems.
Oh, God. My back's killing me right now. Do you see me? I'm trying to stretch it. Crap. Age.
Your back looks like it's having some problems.
Yeah. It's killing me. I can't sit down for that long.
It's fun getting old, huh, Bruce? It's fun.
Yeah. Not so much.
No, not so much. Well, I have to say, let's make you feel young, okay? Let's get you back to the young days.
Right.
And 1981 was the year of Bruce Penhall. I don't know if you remember that year or not. Probably not. But you conquered pretty much every major event. And what was it like winning the Best Pairs Championship with your best friend, Boogaloo Bobby Schwartz?
Yeah, it was, we were in Poland, and packed house, and we had a pretty tough night. I think I blew up a motor in one of my heats, maybe, or Bobby did. But then we won most all of them after that, and at that point, the Americans had never won a world best pairs, so we always looked up to Jack Milne because he did become the world champion in 1937, I think it was. So, and Poland was like sensational. I mean, it was crazy that day. So, yeah, we were engulfed with people after the meeting, and I remember Schwartzy getting a little bit edgy because they were really getting into his face, wanting his autograph, and he kind of freaked out a little bit. He really did. I'll never forget that. And I settled him down a little. Hey, people are stoked. They didn't care if they're in your face. That's just the way it was with some of these supporters. And Bobby settled down, but it was a great day for us, man, to win that World Pairs Championship. It really was.